Well, this is the time that I like to buy all of my planner supplies at the back to school time. This time of year is whenever you can buy all this at its cheapest, and I have found that Walmart is the cheapest place to get these things. You can get these single subject college ruled notebooks or the wide ruled for only 45 cents. That is way cheaper than like the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General. And I also like to be sure and get the college ruled notebook. You have enough of space to go down on the page for each day of the month, even if you have 31 days. And also, you can use composition books, but I don't like these as much because it only has 30 spaces to go down. So if on the months that you have 31 days, that's an issue. And also with these, with the wide ruled, you also do not have enough of lines to go down for the month. But I am able to buy these, and I buy these really cheap. So I usually go through three for every year. So I go through three every 4 months, or one every 4 months. So I only need three for the year. So that's like $1.50 for paper for the year. So that is a great thing, and this is the great time to stock up on all of the school supplies and planner supplies. Now that we're back from Walmart, we're gonna set up our planner. And since this is like a new reset here, if you want, you can add like a year at a glance or an index. But since I go through several of these a year, I don't do that. I just keep a separate notebook that I call like my yearly collections journal, where I keep all of that information there. So what I do is I start out with the calendar. Now, that's the beauty of these systems is, well, actually, we need to write the month. We're going into August, so we're gonna write that. And if you want, you can use stickers or whatever you like. I keep mine pretty minimal, so I find that it's almost distracting to me, so I just keep mine really simple. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the calendar here. And if you want, you can also get printables for this to make this even easier. And I've also found that these little wooden rulers work a whole lot better than the plastic rulers. They kind of don't give you the perfect amount of space, whereas to me this is close enough to where I don't have to use a special little tool or anything to make all of the days of the week. I've tried that with the plastic ones and it didn't come out right, and I couldn't figure it out until I realized that they're a little bit too wide. So this works a lot better for me. And we'll go ahead and try and do this last one here. We're doing a different setup today to hopefully make it a little bit easier, and hopefully my lines will be straighter too. So it's kind of hard to see this here. So hopefully I'm doing good. I did not realize I wouldn't be able to see this line. So we're gonna see how wonky this is, but that's okay. We will figure it out. And if you are a perfectionist and want things to be exactly right, you can always like tear out the page and redo it, but I am not a perfectionist. I just try and do things as efficient as possible, and also I just kind of make it easy like this. Just use the first three letters of the week there, so of the day of the week. So this may not be the correct way to do it, but this is how I do it, just to keep things really simple. And let's see, we're almost there. And then I also have this little cutout that I made that makes it really easy for me to know how many rows I need to go down based upon how many weeks there are in the month. So this month we only have 5 weeks, so we need to go down 6 rows. So we'll count that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I did it backwards. So now I'm all messed up. Yeah, we're good now. I did not realize it was going to be this hard to see this way. So this may not be the setup for us. We're going to give it a try though. So all my lines are going to be wonky. I was all wonky vertically. Now I'm going to be all wonky horizontally. So hopefully we'll be able to get this sorted. But I may just have to go to printouts. But I really don't like doing that. To me, Printer ink is so expensive. I don't know if y'all have ever seen The Comedian. He literally looked it up and says that printer ink is more expensive than blood. So that's pretty funny, and I kind of believe that might be true because it is really expensive. So I just try and do things really, really cheap, and this is just what has worked for me. So let's see, we are going to start out. Thursday is the 1st, and then we'll go ahead and write it out like this. Also, I used to use this page where I would do like my appointments and things like that, and that did not work out very well for me. So what I have started doing with the calendar, this is where I do my garden planting calendar, and this is where I use the astrological signs and the moon phases and track what days are best to plant when. Gardening is a big thing for me, a really big hobby, so that I try and incorporate that a lot into my planning, so hopefully I can remember everything and not forget anything. And that's really cool. This month it ends on the very last possible day, so that's really nice. I think a few months ago we had it to where we just had one day off and it ended up being 6 weeks, so I'm really happy about that. So we'll go ahead and move to the next day, and what I do here is I make a goals page. Now y'all can set yours up however you want, but this is just what has been working great for me. So I do a line there, and for some reason I just keep forgetting to put my titles here, so we are just gonna go ahead and write that. So August 2024, it's hard to believe it is already August. This year has just flown by. So the first thing that I track is like our financial goals. So hopefully I spell everything right. Sometimes that's a struggle. And I just usually, what I do here is I write the bills that we need to pay. So pay the bills, and like things that I need to remember is like the electric. We'll do the phone. What else? Let's see. The water. Insurance. Yes, insurance. And also we do YouTube Premium, so we'll do that. And sometimes let's see, sometimes we get like streaming services. We just usually go with one company a month and we'll change it up, so I also may do that too, but we just kind of change and make it new and fresh, that way all the shows are different. And then the next thing I do is the orders that we need to put in. I generally try and put like one big Amazon order in a month, that way I can save on shipping. And the things that I know for sure right now that we need in August are some tools. Robert told me there were a few tools that I needed to get, and also with our live, I think it would be nice to get a Wi-Fi extender. We got new internet recently, and it still struggled a little bit the further out we got in the garden, but it's still way better than it was before. Some other things that are going to be big expenses is to get new license, so that is going to be expensive, but I need to remember that and to also get it done. And then also I would like to try and save a little bit of money. So there we have all of that for the financial. And then I move on to the home category, and this is where I put things I need to remember. Like I like to try and do the weekly home blessing hour. I do this every week, and since we'll go back here and look and see, I always do it on Sunday too, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This is where I kind of keep track of all of that. So there's 4 days that I need to do that for this month, so I write that there, and at the end of the month I kind of do a review and come back and see how many days of the month I do that. And also zone cleaning. I'm still not the best at this, but there are a few things that I really want to do. I usually try and like make sure I deep clean my kids' rooms before school. So I would like to try and get that done before school time. And also I need to remember to check the vacuum bag. I am really bad about doing that, so I need to remember that. And also bread flour. We make all of our own bread, and we go through a lot of that, so I need to remember to do that. Also down here I create my personal goals, and let's see, so I would like to do oil pulling That helps a lot with my teeth, and also I like melt. That helps a lot with gardening and all the aches and pains that come along with that. My exercise that I like to do is T-tap, and then also I do the exercise machine. And also here, for kind of like a review, I like to put however many days of the month there are here, and I just kind of write it like this, and I'll show you later, hopefully if I can remember, how I like come back in my review day to do all that. Okay, on this side, this is where I do our outside goals, and like I said, I like to garden, so this is a lot that's like garden related. So we need to weed, we need to water because it is the summer, and where we're at it's really hot and really dry usually in the summertime. And we also need to harvest. We have several videos that we've already done of that. It's crazy how much the garden is producing. And we also need to fertilize, and I usually do this about every 2 weeks, so that'll work out great to have all that. And another thing I do is a next month section, if I can talk. This is what I do here, and like all the things that I remember throughout the month that I need to add here, like I'll put like new shows that are coming out for next month, or just things that we need to put in our orders or things like that. That's what I'll write here, and sometimes I even use sticky notes and we'll do it that way. I'm not doing it today, but sometimes I do that just to change it up a little bit. But that's pretty much what I do on like my main goals. And then the next page I do like a to-do list. So this, I have kind of recently started doing this, and this has helped so much. There is always a lot to do, so this has really helped me. So we remembered the title first that time. Okay, so what I do here is I just break the page up like that, and I start off with the home category. And let's see, so I go ahead and just write to remember to do my weekly home blessing hour. We're doing it like every week, so I just kind of use this to cross-reference and remind me, hey, you need to be remembering to do this. Also, the zone cleaning. This is like where you do like a deep clean per room. It's kind of like the Fly Lady system, if I didn't explain that well earlier. And I also write bread flour here again, because usually I have to make that several times a month. I also like to try new recipes, so we'll write that down. I haven't been able to do quite as many as I'd like. Life has been really busy. Next up, I'm hoping to preserve some things. We've had a lot coming in from the garden, and hopefully it will continue. Also, I would like to make English muffins. My family loves these, the homemade English muffins, and actually these work great in the freezer. So after you make them, put them in the freezer, and they taste just as good as the day you put them in there. And they're super easy, like a little convenient side dish there. And also, since we did all of our harvesting of the potatoes, we had a lot of potatoes, and we've gone through quite a few, but I kind of would like to go ahead and work through them. I'm not sure exactly how long they're going to last. So some things I was thinking to make with that would be some mashed potatoes, and these, after I make them too, if we're not having them for dinner and like I'm trying to make extra things, we freeze these, and those turn out great too. They freeze really well. Other things that I do that we can freeze as fries, those work really well like that. And something new I want to try is to try and make hash brown patties. So kind of like the little, I don't know, almost rectangular shapes that you get in the store. I want to try and see if I can recreate that. I think that would be really fun and really easy too to have like with breakfast. So that would be a really nice convenience meal to have in the freezer. And another thing I'd like to do is be sure and smoke some meat. We recently got a part that we needed for our smoker, and I think that would be really fun to be able to do that. Okay, so next up, we're gonna struggle with this horizontal line again. There we go, we did a little bit better there. Okay, so I forgot to put that on there earlier. And then on this side, I write my YouTube goals. So we'll put that there. So here I do our schedule. We do our filming, And I would also like to thank y'all so much. Last month I had a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, or actually this month, July, that's where we're at now, and y'all made that happen, so I thank y'all so much for that. And also we had a video that recently got over 1,000 watch hours, just the one video, so I really appreciate that. I'm so excited that y'all are liking the video and watching and subscribing. That means so much to us, and we really appreciate that so very much. But back on to all the things we need to do for YouTube. We have the to-do list for the editor, and then also we need to upload, and I just write upload, but there's a lot that goes into that, the descriptions, tags, all that stuff. And then I need to move all the files to the hard drive. So that's what we do for YouTube, and I thank y'all all so much for all of your support. That really means so much to us. And now the next section I do is our garden section, and here's where I just kind of rewrite all these things. Like I said, this is kind of like double reminder for me because I am really forgetful. So we need to remember to weed, water, harvest, and fertilize. Okay, and also I have a video showing how I make my homemade fertilizer if y'all would like to check that out too. The next category that we're going to do is our personal goals, or my personal goals. And let's see, so here I'm a little more detailed. I would like to be sure and take my vitamins. My V turned out really wonky there. And also to exercise. I hope I can be better about that. I have been struggling so much. It seems like life just keeps happening. And usually they say like life happens, you know, all once at a time, but it seems like everything is overlapping. It has been really crazy around here. Next up, I would like to work on my oral health, and I usually do, I like to do oil pulling, and also I have got a new water flosser, so I want to try that too. So we're gonna try the water flosser, and I think that will be good. Okay, so there we are for our to-do list. And next up, I like to track our dinners. So we're gonna write our title page here, or our title here. So August dinners. And this is like where I write down what we actually had for dinner that night. That way I know how old all the leftovers are in the fridge. And what I do is I just number all the days like this. This is why I like the college ruled notebooks, because you can have enough of space here for every day of the month, even whenever you have 31 days in the month like this. And also, if you want, you could like put an abbreviation, like for if it's Monday you'd write M, or Tuesday you'd write T, or something like that. And I've done that before. I just found that it really didn't make that big of a difference for me, and I'm kind of more on the side of efficiency, so I didn't see the need to do that. But if that would be helpful or would work really good for y'all, go ahead and add that in. And it's always fun to try new things and see if there's something you can add in new that you might like. So it is really fun to be able to customize it. I have found it so very helpful to be able to do that. Okay, let's see. I think we're going to work on the next page. So this page is where I do my meal ideas. And I also make a video each month where I go over our meal ideas, and it's really helpful, especially whenever you're trying to try out new recipes and things. So we'll go ahead and write this out. And what I do for this page is I write out, this is really hard to see. I thought I was doing better with this video, trying to make it to where I could see it better, but it is not working with the horizontal lines. So I guess it's going to be a struggle either with the horizontal lines or the vertical lines. So I'm sorry if you're a perfectionist and that bothers you. I'm really sorry. I wish I could figure out a setup to where I can see better, but hopefully y'all can glean at least something from this, and this is helpful. That's kind of why I make these videos. I hope to share and hope it helps someone out there. Okay, so how I break this up is this side I write our dinner ideas, and in the middle I do the sides, and then on the last column I do the desserts. And we come up with several ideas for the month, and it's really fun, especially helps whenever you're trying to make new recipes. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next page, and this is my body tracker page. So we're gonna try and remember our title here. I am really forgetful with that today. So y'all can track all kinds of different things, but I have a few health issues, and I have found this to be really, really helpful. Oh goodness, we're gonna be back to struggling with this again. Okay, so we'll see how wonky they are this time. Really wonky. Oh goodness, we're just gonna laugh. It's fine. Okay, so I break this up into several columns. I leave this big section here, and that's where I write my notes. And then I also break it up into several other columns here. Hopefully I'm getting these lines straight. That's the whole reason we did this, and I still think I failed at that too. Okay, well, we're just gonna go with it. Here I like to track my energy and my mood, and also my cycle too. And I also went over way too far. I usually don't do that. I'm really struggling with the horizontal lines here. But after that, I just write down all of the days of the week. But you can track all kinds of different things. You can track like goals, or even break down your goals into small little steps. That's really helpful. And I just find that this is great. And I've never been able to find like exactly what I want in like a store-bought planner. I like doing it this way, and I actually make sure I use the pages that I create. That was the thing that I did not like about them, that there were some pages that I needed that it didn't have, and there were pages that it had that I didn't use. So I like doing it this way, and it really doesn't take a very long time. I actually kind of find it therapeutic to just sit here and work on this, and I really, really like doing it this way a lot better. And it is way, way cheaper too, so that is really nice. So this is how I do my body tracker page. And I also do like a regular tracker page. So this is where, let's see, we'll just do a few of these. And usually in the winter time, I am still not doing my lines right, y'all. I am so sorry. I am a wreck today. Oh my goodness. So please forgive me, but we're just doing the best that we can. Here, let's see if I can get straight with this. It'll be a miracle if it happens. We'll see. Hey, we're a lot better off on that one. Okay, so here's where I do like my exercise, and then also I do like the kind of other exercise, I guess more stretching thing that helps a lot. I also write my exercise machine. I just kind of abbreviate here, and then also I write to do the oil pull, and I leave a little space here too in case if there's something new that comes up that I want to track. That will work great for that. And I just leave myself a little bit of space, and I do a lot more of this in the winter time than I do in the summertime. I'm so busy with the garden and harvest and preserving that I am basically bare bones as possible whenever it comes to planning, and I like to keep everything really simple. You could use like stickers and things like that, and actually I had seen some at the Dollar General, and the editor said I should get them, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I usually don't like to spend money on myself, so I decided not to get it. But I went back, I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably go get that. And I went back, and no, they were all gone. So if y'all see something like that, be sure and get it at the stores, especially like Dollar General and Dollar Tree and things like that, because things go really fast there. Also, a funny thing, I was saying that I don't like to spend money on myself. Have y'all seen that meme where it says their husband's asking them, it's like, did you spend $300 on pants? And she's like, no, I'd never do that. And then he wrote back with plants, and she's like, oh yeah, that was me. That is totally me too, because gardening is my thing, so that would totally be me. So, okay, so what I do from here is whenever I do all of this, I track, like I usually just do like a check mark or something like that if I do it, and then I'll go through and count at the end of the month and see how many days I actually did this, and I'll go back here and I'll write that number here so I know how well I'm doing on my goals whenever I do my end of month review. So that's what I do there. And let's see, y'all can also track all kinds of other things too. There's lots of fun things you can track, and sleep trackers, I mean, you name it, there's a tracker for it. So y'all just track whatever seems fun or you would like to track. And next up, I do a gratitude page. So we'll go ahead and write our title there. And I really like doing this. This kind of puts you in a good frame of mind. So I like doing this. I usually do this at the end of the night and write all of this down. That way I can say all the things that I'm thankful for the day and kind of end the day on a really good note. Some days seem like a little harder than others, but there's always something you can be grateful for. So we try and end the day like that, even if you're just grateful for making it through the day. Sometimes it feels like days are like that, but at least we did that, so that's good. So what I do here is I just write down all the days of the month here, and let's see, what was I gonna say? I don't know, I had something in my head and I completely lost it. Y'all, this video is such a struggle. Okay, so we got our gratitude page, and then the next page I do is my review and reflection. So we'll do that, review and reflection. And what I do here is I break this page up. I really like to break pages up, if you can't tell. Hopefully we'll do better with that line. I think we're doing a little bit better. Here's the challenge. Let's see if we actually can. Okay, hey, oh, we're getting close to the end and I actually did better. So yay! So wins. Okay, so that's the first category that I do, and if I was writing it for this month, I would do it and that would be a win, especially for this video. Okay, so I do wins, and then on the opposite, I would do challenges. And then let's see, after that, I do the next category of improvements. And even here, I like to write, like if I see a new idea for like my bullet journal layout or something like that, I will write that here to remember to give that a try. Or if there's something that comes up that I see in the house that needs to be addressed, like something needs to be painted or anything like that, you know, whatever, just little things that you notice, I add those here. And then I've been loving this section for memories. I am really forgetful, and I have been loving that, to go back each month and write down the memories. Actually, every day I have been trying, especially if there's something big that's going on, I try and come and write it down here, not just the last day of the month. So that's been working really good for me. So the next page, I did this last month and it was really helpful. So I'm going to do it again. So this is where I do my garden harvest, and that was really handy. I have another notebook that I keep all of my gardening journaling and stuff like that in, and this was really helpful to have that here. So what I'm going to do is break this page up into a few columns. Let's see, so I think I'm gonna do 3. We don't have a ton of fruit coming out of the garden anymore. Our blackberries and strawberries are pretty much all done, but we have lots of tomatoes. So we're gonna put our tomatoes here, and then we also have lots of peppers. We'll do that one. And then also, I don't know if they'll be ready yet, but they might be. So I'm gonna write the pumpkins here, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of space too in case if there's something that I'm just completely forgetting about in the garden. So I'm gonna do that, but this has been really helpful. I like to try and keep as best notes as I can with the garden. Like I said, that is my big hobby here. So I try and keep lots of notes on like harvest and like pest or anything like that that might be helpful to remember. Like even on our like review and reflection, I usually do like an end of year kind of review and reflection for the garden, talking about all the things, whether it was a drought year or really hot, or we had a certain pest, or all kinds of different things. I just try and take notes, and I find that that really helps you to learn what does good, and you can really find certain varieties that do really good in your area if you keep notes like that. Like, especially me, I'm really forgetful, so I may forget a certain name, and I find that that's really, really helpful. Okay, so I think that's everything. That's everything that I have there, and I know this may seem like a lot if you're just starting out with making out your planner, and I have added all of these pages over time. So if you're just starting out, I would suggest to just do a setup and use like pretty minimal pages, like maybe just like the calendar and a goals page or something, and not just do everything. If you want to, you can, but it might be a little overwhelming if you're new to that. And also remember that if my setups and stuff doesn't work out for you, that it's like you didn't do anything wrong. You know, everybody's different, and everybody is going to need a different layout and a different setup. And that's the beauty of DIYing this, is you can make it however you want, and you can just customize it to fit you. Also, if you have ever had a planner and certain pages worked out great for you, I would suggest to just recreate those in a little notebook like this, and that would be really helpful too, I think. I've actually done that, and it has worked great for me. So like, I do most of my stuff too, like more vertical, but if things work better for you, like more horizontal, y'all can go ahead and change that and make that work for you. But this is basically how I do all of my planning on a budget. Like I said, I can do a whole year for like $1.50. It really doesn't take much time. You can adjust it to your needs and work with your hobbies too. Like, I do a lot of gardening, so you can just adjust it to whatever works for you. And I think that's everything. I hope this helps someone. Thank y'all all so much for watching and commenting and everything. I really, really appreciate all of the support. And also comment down below, and I was curious about this, so comment down below and let me know how much money you have spent on planners, especially ones that didn't work, because I don't know about y'all, but I have bought planners with these great intentions and high hopes that they were going to work great, and I have completely failed, and they were big flops for me. So I'm curious if y'all would leave a comment down below. Thank y'all all so much for watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye!